Hey everyone, we're back with Academia School Simulator Devlog number 11. We are Squeaky Wheel, an independent PC game studio based in the Philippines. My name is Ryan Sumo, co-founder and lead artist. It's been about 2 months since our last devlog, and we've added a bunch of new things to the game that we'd love to share with you. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is maintenance. That's one of the bigger mechanics that we added recently. And quite a few people complained that the game was lacking in challenge. So we wanted to add a mechanic that would kind of keep you on your toes, as well as maximize the use of the workers, who eventually they kind of stand idle once you've already built out your school. Now, certain objects will degrade over time. So as you can see here, we have these new icons that says toilet cubicle is almost broken, toilet cubicle is broken. So the broken objects will no longer be able to be used, but you can click on them and then send a worker to repair them. So notice that a broken object, like a totally broken object, is more expensive to repair than an object that's almost broken. So it gives you a little bit of incentive to try to catch these almost broken items before they go all the way broken. So you just saw there one of our workers fixing the broken toilet. Now, so you can manually click and repair them, but you can also route your workers, similar to how you route the janitors and the monitors. So if you click here, you can do a worker route so that the workers will do the rounds, and then they'll any worker that passes by nearby a broken object will automatically fix that object. However, please do note that any workers that you assign to broken objects will no longer respond to any build requests. So we're still balancing this out right now, but we hope that this is a nice little mechanic that'll once again keep you on your toes and kind of keep you guys give you guys something to do with the game after you've already built out the school. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the reports. We've added some reports over here in the lower right. If you click on that, it'll help you get a better idea of what's going on in your school. So currently we have the classrooms, delinquency, and sanitation reports. I'm going to go through the delinquency and sanitation reports first, since the classroom is a bit more complicated. So here in the delinquency tab, we have your current number of monitors, and you can hire a new monitor here. We list down the number of delinquent students you have, and then we classify them. We show you how many detention students you have, how many detention seats you have in your school, as well as how many rooms you have. And in the bottom over here is probably the most interesting. We're now showing you how many counselors you have, as well as the students that they're currently counseling. So for example, we have Jeffrey Brower over here counseling Joel Zelinka. Now Joel Zelinka has a bar underneath him that will slowly fill up as a counseling session progresses. So let's take a look at sanitation. We have the janitors listed over here. We have the dirt and trash listed here, and it'll show you like all the dirt and litter and pee that's around in your school. We've also listed down the trash cans and trash dumpsters, and you can see how full they are. And then if you click on them, you'll have an idea of where they are. So maybe you can, let's say for example here, this trash can's kind of full, and check that out. And so maybe you want to add another trash can over there to help take the pressure off this poor little trash can that's just eating up all the trash. All right, so now that we're done with the sanitation reports, let's move on to the classroom reports. So previously, there were no penalties for class sizes, and players could very easily make giant classrooms with just the one teacher. But now those days are gone. As you can see with this classroom reports page, larger classes like this one over here will take a hit to the teaching bonus. That means that despite, no matter how good your current teacher is, they'll get a penalty. So for example, here we have a -3 teaching quote unquote bonus. So the teacher, despite the fact that they have an 84 in subject knowledge and math, now only teaches for an 81. So basically that means the larger your class sizes are, the harder it will be for your teachers to teach, and subsequently your students will have a much harder time with their learning. So in the future, we'll add some research that lets you improve the teacher bonus, as well as maybe giving the teachers a trait that kind of differentiates them as to how well they can teach class. So some of the other things that you can do here are you can rename your class. So for example, so this is a classroom, a second year level classroom. So this player named it classroom B2. So that's kind of cool. And if you want to see what this classroom looks like, you just click on this button over here and it'll bring you to the classroom. As well, you can check if which classrooms are being used as detention rooms, and you can set the detention room simply by clicking clicking over here, this box. Just a note for the detention rooms, by the way. Some people seem to think that so for example, this is a second year level classroom, and that means only second years can go to the detention room. In fact, delinquents from any year level can use a detention room after class. So it's not going to be super clear here, but special rooms are now used during class time, whereas before they could only be used during free time. The special rooms like the art room and the library improve the rate of learning of your students, so the more classes that can use them, the better. Speaking of these special rooms, we recently added a field zone for your students to use during PE. As you can see right now, all they can do is jumping jacks, but this will be the start of what will eventually be a more robust like sports and PE experience for the kids that we'll be adding in the future. So another thing that we wanted to show is a little bit more visual variety. We wanted to add a bit more flavor to the game. So whereas previously when your students would get food or snacks from the vending machine, they'd just get a cookie, but now they'll have an assortment of treats that they can get from the vending machine, like granola bars or chocolate bars even. Another thing that we added was previously in the art room, the only painting that your students could make was Vincent van Gogh's Starry Starry Night, whereas now you'll have a much wider selection of artworks that the students can paint. If you guys have any suggestions for artworks that you want us to add in the game, do leave it in the comments and we'll definitely consider it. So another thing that we're excited to share with you is that we've added quite a few new special teachers to the game. Now, originally our first batch of special teachers was just, the team and some of our friends and family. But with the new batch of special teachers, we wanted to honor some of the great historical teachers of the past. You might notice that we're actually not in game right now, and that's because another thing that I want to share with you is that we now have trading cards. And yeah, so for these trading cards, we wanted to feature these teachers, and so now everyone who's bought the game can get these trading cards and share and swap them in the discussion forums. So for a very long time, we didn't have any tooltips in the game, and we all know that you felt like you were kind of stumbling around in the dark trying to figure out how everything works. Well, now we have a variety of tooltips that'll help explain exactly what's going on, and this extends all the way up to the reports, And yeah, so hopefully this will give you guys a little bit of an easier time trying to figure out the game, especially for our newer players. Another interesting thing that we added in terms of UI is if you scroll over the student population icon, we now show you exactly how many students you have in each year level, but also how many seats are available. Because there used to be a bit of confusion as to like the student population versus the number of seats, but now it's clear like if you have too many seats or too few seats. So for example, here in year level 1, there's 48 students currently, but there's only 47 seats. So it would probably be good to add in that extra seat for that lonely student. And lastly, this is something that people have been demanding for quite some time. You can now earn a little bit of extra income from your vending machines and your cafeteria. So every time your students or your staff use a vending machine or the cafeteria, you'll earn a little bit of money, and it will show up here. If you click on this, this will show your daily spending. So you can see here, so far you've earned this much from the cafeteria and this much from the vending machines. This will update like every minute or so, because we didn't want like a bunch of prompts appearing over here. But yeah, hopefully like you guys who've had a little bit of trouble managing your finances, this will be a bit of a godsend for you guys. And that's it for this devlog. We hope that you like the stuff that we've added to the game so far. Since our last devlog, which is almost 2 months ago, so I'm getting better at these updates, but still kind of struggling to get back to that monthly schedule. I should mention that this map is made by Ben Gross, and it's called Gnome Springs. I thought I'd, like every now and then I use our players' map, so I thought I might as well give some props to our players that have been using, that have been sharing their maps with everyone else. So yeah, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you liked what you see and if you've been liking the game so far, please do help us out by sharing this video, tweeting about the game, sharing it on Facebook, and all of that good social media stuff. And with that, we'll hopefully be back in another month or two with some new updates for all of you guys. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you soon.